Hey guys, welcome to Mad Does Stuff. This week I'm keeping it really quick and really simple. I'm making myself a clamp stand or clamp rack for all wood clamps, and that looks a bit like this. So if you like the look of that, stick around and we'll get to it. Remember, while this intro is on, drop me a like and subscribe to my channel. So, as always, we're going through processes, materials and techniques, but we can't do that here, so let's turn around and get amongst it at the workbench. So this is where I keep my clamps normally, just on the side here. They get right in the way, I've got nowhere else to put them, I keep moving them around, so I'm going to make myself a clamp rack. So this is the F clamps that I've got. I've also down the other end got a position where I put these sash clamps. Again, I've just got them hanging on a shelf, but luckily for me, when I installed the electrics in the last video, I freed up a bit of this wall space by getting rid of a useless bit of shelving. So you can see hopefully on here that the plan will be to put clamps in that orientation, so 2 racks of 2, and then here I can put the F clamps, and that'll utilise that space and get the clamps out of my workspace. So first job was to cut the materials. I'm using some 12mm plywood for this. I think probably 18 would have been a bit better, a bit more sturdy, but 12 turns out worked out just fine. So I'm cutting everything to the size I want. Essentially I've got one backboard, and then I'm using the other pieces to cut 45-degree sort of triangles which the clamps will hang on, and I'm just using a 45-degree jig in my crosscut sled, just clamped to the back wall, and then that'll allow me to cut the triangles, and then I just turn it flat and cut the other side of the triangle, and keep going like that until I've got as many as I need. Once I cut the triangles, I just use the crosscut set again just to take the points off on all of them, and that was just a case of running them through the table saw just so that they were flat on the ends. I can then go about marking out the backboard where I was going to put the triangles which would act as clamp hangers. I marked all those out in pencil first. I sort of measured the width of my clamp, used that as a gap, and then marked out where each one of them was going to go. I then pre-drilled using a drill bit, and then a bit of glue and some screws, and I could start putting the parallel clamp hangers together. It's a pretty simple glue and screw job, just making sure that they were all straight before I put in the final screws. And then once that group of triangles was screwed on, I could then put the ones for the F clamps. These are a bit further apart, just because of the orientation in which I'm going to hang them. But again, glued and screwed, and not a lot else to say about that. once that was done, I just wiped out all the glue squeeze out, gave it a quick sand up, and then I could put it on the wall. One thing I didn't think of before I started putting it on the wall was that A, I wouldn't be able to film it properly because my workshop's too small, there's nowhere to put the camera, but B is that I didn't leave enough space in between those the racks on the right in order to get a screw in properly. But finally got it on the wall, and then I could put the clamps in. You'll notice that the top left hole has got a bit of breakout on it. That was because I had to take the rack off the wall at one point, and when I pulled the screw out, it took the top layer of plywood off, which was a little bit annoying, but didn't really affect the functionality, so I'm not that bothered about it, and it'll only bother me every time I take a clamp off. But overall, happy with the functionality. So we have it, end of the day, and that was a rack for all my wood clamps, or all the ones I currently own, because as I'm finding out, you can never have too many. But for now, really pleased with the way that looks, really tidies up that part of my workshop. All that's left to do is crack a beer, celebrate, and I've got a More Beer Revival. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Remember, you stay safe, get some stuff done.